Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, text number 22, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 18th, 1976, in Vrindaban, India.
Arjuna Vacha, Krishna Krishna Mahabhava, Bhaktanam Abhayankara. Tamika Dayamananam Apavadgoshi Samsite. Samsita. This material world is called samsiti. Continuously suffering. That we cannot understand. This is called ignorance. Continuously suffering. They are thinking we are very happy. But this material world means continuously suffering. So, one living entity is dying and his gross body is left, and the subtle body, mind, intelligence, ego, carrying him in another body through the seminar of the father to the womb of the mother, then it is placed and the body again formed. And when the body is formed, then he comes out, and within the womb of the mother there is so much suffering. We know that, many times I have discussed. And coming from the very moment the child is crying, there is inconveniences, so many things he cannot express. In this way, within the womb there is suffering, out of the womb there is suffering, then growing child or baby or boy, there are so many sufferings. Then young man, suppose becomes family man, then earn for the family, that is also suffering. Then old man, disease, inability, many thoughts, that is also suffering. And again, death is suffering. At the time of death, nobody knows what will happen. Recently, one of our god brother has died. He was suffering that some glucose food was being supplied through the nose, and with what is called taking out that of another, suffering, forcibly taking out the urine, cannot speak anything. So this is suffering. This is called samsiti. We are so foolish, we do not know that this material existence is suffering. That simply struggle for existence. Manasasthani indrani prithvisthani karsati. Simply a struggle. There is no happiness. But this foolish person, they do not know that there is suffering and how to stop this suffering. That is the real problem. Dharma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarsana. Intelligent person should always keep in view that these are my real sufferings, not that temporary. I have got some misunderstanding with some friend, temporary, I do not get some nice food, therefore suffering. These sufferings are extra, but real suffering is this. Janma mrityu jara vyadi. So suffering is, therefore, material existence is called samskriti, samsara. Therefore we read every day from Gudvastak, samsara dava naralira loka. This samsara, this material existence, is just like Davanam. Davanam means forest fire. Forest, in the forest nobody goes to set fire. But it takes place automatically. Even if you don't want, it will come. This is samsara. In our country, nice city, New York City, but every moment there is fire. Dang, 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 dang. Why? Very nice city, big roads, big, but there is somebody. Who wants this fire? The government has to make arrangements for fire brigade, and because it is great nation, very prosperous nation, there is very constantly, very frequently there is fire. Frequently. You won't find such fire in India, at least. We have no such experience, that every moment there is fire brigade. Is it not? I'm exaggerating. You see, we have got so many cities in India, but we don't have such arrangement that constantly 24 hours, dang, 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 dang. At least we haven't got less of it. Because we are not so advanced. The more materially we become advanced, the more suffering. These aspects they do not know. Sansiti. Therefore, yes, we see, yes, Tameka Dayamanana Apagagosi Sansite. This is Krishna. Arjuna is Mahajan. He is a Mahajan. He is directly Krishna's friend. He knows what is Krishna. Therefore, he submitted Krishna. It is perplexity. I do not like to fight. And you are asking me repeatedly to fight. So, it is very awkward position. I cannot understand. Katpanna doso apohata sabhav. I have been infected with Katpanna dosa. And Kshatriya, I am in the battlefield. It is my duty to fight, but I am declining. That is Katpanna dosa, apohata sabhav. My nature, sabhava, is to fight, but I am avoiding. So therefore, my position is not good, I can understand. Therefore, Sishasteham Savimam Prapannam. I accept you as my spiritual master. You have surrendered, Prapannam. You kindly, in essence, Savima. This is beginning of Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna knows that for this samsriti, for this happening of the material world, only Krishna is the Savior. Only Krishna. Tam eka, only you, not anybody else. Nobody can. And he also, Krishna also says, Mam ekam. Rascal Mam ekam. The same ekam. Arjuna says, Tam ekam. And Krishna says, Mam, the same purpose. This is to be learned. That Eka, only Krishna. Krishnaika Saranam, that is what. Simply take shelter of Krishna. That will save you from this samsriti, apavarga. If you take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then abhayankara. Namartya. And so long you do not this, then samsriti. That's what Krishna, Arjuna says, Sameka dayamanana apavagosi avayankara. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, First Canto, 7th Chapter, text number 23, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 20th, 1976, in Vrindaban, India.
Tamadya Purusha Sakshat Ishara Prakite Para Mayang Buddhastati Shaktya Kaivalle Sthita Atmani. So, we have to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead through authority, not by speculation. Speculation is no use. Athapite deva padambujadvayam prasadaleshanugrhita eva hi janati tattam nacha anna chirang vichinnam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can be known by a person who has got a slight favor of the Lord upon him. This is the Vedic version. Nayam atma pravachanena labhya na medhya na bahuna sutena. Atma, the Supreme Absolute Truth, cannot be understood ayam atma na pravachanena labhya, by becoming a great debater. One can understand the Supreme. That is not possible. Nayam atma pravachanena labhya na bahuna sutena. Not by a person who is very vastly learned or by a great scientist or philosopher, now medhya. In this way we cannot understand. But one who is surrendered, he can understand. Arjuna is surrendered. In every case, he is surrendered to Krishna. As soon as there is any problem or no problem, he surrenders. Not that when there is problem, I am surrendered. And when there is no problem, I am independent. No. Always surrender. That is Arjuna's position. So we have to follow. People are searching after God. They do not know God. They are asking this question, can you show me God? So many questions are there about God. But here is God, pointed out by Arjuna, the Mahajan, Mahajana jina gatasya panthya. Why should he not accept? That is our Krishna consciousness movement. So why you are searching God? Here is God. As Arjuna says, Tam adya purusha. You are the original person. Tam adya purusha. Purusha means enjoyer. God is not female. Sometimes they worship female as God, like Durga, Kali, and so many others. But God is Purusha. Everyone is Prakriti. Prakriti means female. Everyone knows it. There are two things, Prakriti and Purusha. Purusha is the enjoyer and Prakriti is the enjoyer. Or in other words, Purusha is the predominator and Prakriti is predominated. So we are Prakriti. The Mayavad philosophy is that Prakriti wants to become Purusha. That is not possible. Suppose a woman, if she dresses like a man, does it mean that he has become a man? No. Or a man dresses like a woman, does it mean that he has become a woman? Simply by outward dress? No. Purusha, the only Purusha is Krishna. That is very nicely explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Harasa Bhrita. Only Krishna is Purusha, is the enjoyer. All others, they are servants. This is the position. Never try to become the Purusha or the master. That is very dangerous. Always remain Prakriti. Prakriti means to be controlled or controlled. And Purusha means the controller. So here is the supreme controller. Tam Adya Purusha Sakshat. Not that you are made by some means. Sakshat, directly. Sakshat. And Ishvara. Sakshat Ishvara. Not artificial Ishvara. Sakshat Ishvara. So where is the difficulty to understand God, Ishvara, or the Purusha? There is no difficulty. Krishna personally says that Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchijasti Dhananjaya Aham Adidhi Devana Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. So many things. Mami Vaja Prapadante Maya Mitang Tarantite. Everything is explained. Sakshat, directly. So where is the difficulty to find out God? We are searching after God, making research or nonsense speculation. This is our Krishna consciousness movement. That why you are searching? You say, can you show me God? Why don't you see here is God? Why, just like the owl, you have closed your eyes not to see the sun? Sun is there, see, open your eyes and see it. The whole world is going on. There is no God, or God is dead, or can you show me God? And I am God by meditation, by this way, that way, this is going on. Whole world. Especially at the present moment, it is a great disastrous condition, godless civilization. They won't accept the real God and they will create some artificial God and become God, everyone is God like that. No. Therefore, if you want to be benefited, then you must take the shelter of Mahajans, great personalities. Mahajana jena gata sapantya. If you perplex that who is Mahajan, how can I find him? That is also explained in the Shastra. Mahajan, Dadas Mahajan, Sambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kapila, Kumara, Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Vaiyasaki, Vayam. So where is the difficulty? Mahajana jena gata sapantya. You follow the path of Mahajan, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, Bhishma, There are grihasthas, there are brahmacharis, sannyasi. Lord Brahma is Mahajan, he is grihastha. Swambhu, Narada is brahmachari. Swambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Lord Shiva, he is also grihastha. Prahlad Maharaj is also grihastha. It doesn't matter whether you are grihastha or sannyasi or brahmachari. You must become actual representative of Krishna. That is Mahajan. And that is also not very difficult. How you can become representative of Krishna? That is explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Amar agnaye guru haiya karo yai desh. Jare jako tare kaha Krishna. If you simply speak what Krishna says, then you become his representative. Don't manufacture. Don't be over-prudent, manufacturing. Simply to follow Krishna and his representative. Then you become Mahajan. Otherwise you are nonsense. Mudha. Namang duskitunam mudha prapaddante narad. That is the test. One should be very, very careful to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never said that I am directly servant of Krishna. No. Gopi bhattu padakamalyo dasa 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 dasanu dasa. Servant of the servant of the servant of the... The more you become servant of the servant, you are faster. And as soon as you declare independence, you are rascal. This is the problem. We should always remain most obedient servant of my master. Jasya devi parabhakti, yatha devi tatha guru. Tasyaite katita dhartya pakashante mahatmana. Then it will reveal. The whole thing is revelation. It is not by experience, by scholarship. No. Revelation. Dīdathamāṁ prapaddante. One who has surrendered proportionately, God reveals. Dīdathamāṁ prapaddante. Tān tathaiva bhajāmi. So, there is no difficulty to understand what is God. He is Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Directly. I do not know why people are searching after God. Why they do not know what is God. Just see. That means mura. Although God is here, still he will not accept. That is mura. Naradhava. And why is mura? Because naradhava. It does not take the process. He wants to manufacture something. Don't do that. Here, Arjuna is Mahajan. He is Krishna's friend. He is always with Krishna. And Krishna recognizes him. Not that because one is always with Krishna, therefore he knows Krishna. No, that is not possible. Just like I have given this example many times, that I am sitting here and the bug is also sitting here. That does not mean we are very confidential. No, bug is different business and my business is different. And bug business is biting. That kind of association will not help. Association means to develop love for the person. That is association. Dadati pratijinnati yujjamakhati prichadita mungti bhojayati chaiva sarabhira priti laksa. So, we have to become associate of Krishna as Arjuna becomes. Always with Krishna. Eating with Krishna, sitting with Krishna, talking with Krishna, joking with Krishna, fighting with Krishna, everything Krishna. That is what. Not a single moment. Therefore Krishna certifies Bhaktosi, Priyosi me. My dear Arjuna, you are very dear to me. Naturally, if Arjuna is always with Krishna, sitting with Krishna, talking with Krishna, consulting with Krishna, joking with Krishna, eating with Krishna, so why he should not be very dear? Krishna, does he remain with anyone unless he is very dear? So bhaktosi, priyosi, sakhati. So we have to establish some relation with Krishna as servant, as a friend, as a son, or as a father, mother, or like the gopis, madhuryaras, friends. That is also conjugal love. Krishna is ready to associate with you in any way you like. Somebody likes Krishna as friend, somebody likes Krishna as husband, somebody likes Krishna as Paramat. But Krishna is ready. Somebody likes Krishna as son. So anyway, Krishna is ready. We have got these 5 relations in this material world. There is no other relation, and there are other relationships also. Krishna also ready to accept. If you want Krishna as enemy, yes, Krishna is ready. He'll kill you. But that is also good for you. If you want to fight with Krishna, yes, Krishna is ready. Everything. Akhila rasamrita sindhu. He can associate with you in any rasa, humor you like. Krishna is ready. Ready means that is natural. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So, the part and parcel must remain with Krishna. So you have to remain with Krishna in some relationship. Here our relationship is through this external energy Maya. The relationship is there. Although we have tried to give up our relationship with Krishna, but Krishna has not given up. Krishna is always with you. Ishara sarvabhutanam diddhese Arjuna tishtati. He is within your heart. Why? Just to give you association. Now you are rebelled. You want to do something independently. Krishna also has agreed. All right. You do independently. But it is not possible for you to live independently. That is not possible. So, I will give you sanction for independent living. Just see how Krishna is friend. You cannot live independently. That is not possible. Because you are Amsa. Amsa means part and parcel. Just like this finger. Finger is finger so long he is with the body. Otherwise, who calls his finger? Suppose the finger is cut and thrown in the street, who cares for it? The finger is important so long it is with the body. Similarly, we are always with Krishna, indirectly or directly. But here Arjuna says sakshat, directly. But we are forced to accept Krishna indirectly. Maya, like Arjuna is Maya Buddhasa. He has no intervention by Maya. And we have got intervention by Maya. Therefore we cannot see Krishna. But Krishna is always there. Krishna is always there. Ishara sarvabhutanam riddhesi Arjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarvabhutani. These rascals, he wants to wander within this material world in different capacities. Sometimes he is demigod, sometimes he is dog, sometimes he is tree, sometimes he is fish, sometimes he is president, sometimes he is nonsense. In this way, in different ways, he is suffering in this material world. And Krishna is with him, trying to get him back. And whenever there is opportunity, he is asking, Sarvadharman parityajya, mam ekam sarva. You rascal, why you are suffering in this way? To give up all this nonsense business, to simply surrender to him. Thank you very much.
Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, text number 26, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 23rd, 1976, in Vrindaban, India.
Kimidam sit kuto veti deva deva navedmyaham sarvato mukhamayati teja paramadarum. So, Ashwatthama's Brahmastra, we have discussed about Brahmastra. It is almost similar to the modern nuclear weapon or bomb, but it is made with chemicals, but this Brahmastra is made of mantra. That is the subtle way. Modern science has not reached to that point of subtle existence. Therefore, they cannot understand how transmigration of the soul takes place. Modern science has no knowledge, imperfect knowledge. They see the gross body, but they have no knowledge about the subtle body. But the subtle body is there. Just like we do not see your mind, but I know that you have got mind. You do not see my mind, but you know that I have got mind. Mind, intelligence and ego. My conception, identity, I am, that conception is there. That is ego. And my intelligence and my mind, you cannot see, neither I can see. Therefore, how the mind, intelligence and personal identity or egotism carries the soul to other body, they do not see it. They cannot see it. They see the gross body is stopped, everything is stopped. The gross body is burnt into ashes, therefore they think everything is finished. Bhashyabhutasya dehasya kuta punaragamana bhavet. The atheist class, they will think like that. With poor fund of knowledge, they think that I see the body is now burnt into ashes. And where is the soul? So there is no soul, there is no God. It is all imagination. But not that is the fact, not that is the fact. The fact is that the gross body is finished. But the subtle body is there. Mana buddhi ahankar. Bhumirapo nalo vayu khanamano buddhi devachu. Prayam vitassu viddhimi pragiting para. So, the action and reaction of the subtle thing, subtle matter. Mind is also matter, but subtle matter. Very fine. Just like sky, ether. Ether is also matter, but it is very subtle, fine. And finer than the ether is the mind. And the finer than the mind is the intelligence. And finer than the intelligence is my egotism, I am, this conception. So they have no knowledge. Therefore, they can manufacture weapon or bomb with the gross things, bhumirapo, the chemicals, that is gross. But this Brahmastra is not gross. This is also material, but it is made of subtle things, mind, intelligence and ego. Therefore, Arjuna is asking Krishna, I do not know where from it is coming, where from this such high temperature is coming. It is stated here, Teja Parama Daruna. The temperature is so high, intolerable. So, we should ask the authority. Krishna is the best authority. So Arjuna is asking from him, Kimidang sit puto veti. Master Krishna, where from this temperature is coming? Kimidang Deva Deva. Why he is asking to Krishna? Because Krishna is the Deva Deva. Here we have got many millions of different varieties of life, 8,400,000 varieties of life. Out of them, we, human form of life, and above this, the demigods in the higher planetary system. Their standard of living, their duration of life is many, many times higher, superior than ours. Just like our standard of life, we are human beings. It is better than the uncivilized man. And the uncivilized man's standard of life is better than the animal life. Nuranga mahatang tattva jiva jivasya jivanam. The uncivilized man, they cannot produce food, therefore they kill animals. In the forest they live, and they kill some animals and eat. They have no such knowledge that the forest can be cleared and we can till the ground and we can get very nice food stuff, food grains, vegetables, so many things, krishi, agriculture. So the land is there, but this uncivilized man does not know how to get the necessities of life from land. They do not know. Otherwise, in the land, everything is there. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarvadugha mahi sarva dugha. Sarma kama dugha mahi. Kama means the necessities. We can get all the necessities of our life from the land. The land is so important. But the uncivilized man, they do not know how to utilize the land. Therefore, they commit sinful activities for their existence. Instead of utilizing land for the necessities of life, unnecessarily, although they are civilized, they should not have done so. They are killing animals. The animal killing is for the uncivilized man. One who cannot get the necessities of life by intelligence, just like modern civilized man. They are getting, suppose, so many machines, say motor car, a very useful vehicle. But where from it is obtained? From the land. What is the motor car ingredients? It is a combination of matter, earth, water, air, fire. You get iron, put it to the fire and melt it and then get the wheel. Similarly, so many things. Tejo barimit vinimayam. Material civilization means tejo barimit vinimayam, exchange of fire, water and earth. That's all. It is just like you see nice doll. What is this nice doll? Tejo barimit vinimayam. There is earth, water, fire. You mix the earth with water and make it a nice doll and put it in the fire and then color it. It will appear just like a very, very beautiful girl. But it is not the fact. Similarly, the whole material world is nothing but an imitation of the spiritual world by intermixture of earth, water and fire. And nothing else. But because we are not beyond this material existence, we are in the material, I am identifying with this body. Therefore, I am thinking that after the finish of this body, everything is finished. This is Askelda, atheism. But Krishna gives information. Na harnate hannamani sarire. This is right information. Krishna, the supreme authority, gives you the information that don't think that this body is finished, therefore everything is finished. No, not everything finished. The soul is being carried by the subtle body. The example is given just like when the air passes through the rose garden and you smell very nice fragrance. You cannot see what is that fragrance, but you experience that there is some fragrance. Where from? Sometimes we inquire, where from this fragrance coming? You cannot see. Similarly, the soul is very, very small. Small particle of the same ingredient as Krishna. Mamaivangsa. Mamaivangsa jiva. Jiva is very small particle of the same ingredient as Krishna's body. Satchidananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Satchidananda Vigraha. So we have got our Vigraha. Very small. That is also stated in the Shastra. Kesagra sadabhagasya sadadha kalpitasya. 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair. We cannot even imagine what is the length and breadth of the earth. But the soul is 1/10,000 part. So how you can see the soul? That small particle is being carried by the subtle body, mind, intelligence and ego, and it is pushed through the semina of the father into the womb of the mother, and another body is manufactured in due course of time, and it comes out and works. This is called transmigration of the soul from one body to another. That body is given by superior examination. Jamaraj fixes out what kind of body this soul will get. Karmana daivanyatrena. Just like in the court, there is case and the magistrate decides what kind of punishment this criminal should be awarded. So similarly, here in this material world, we are simply engaged in sinful activities. Here the so-called pious and impious, that is simply imagination. Really, if I am actually pious, I should not get this material body. Just like to remain in the prison house means criminal. You may be a first-class prisoner, it doesn't matter. But you are a prisoner, you are a criminal. Sometimes the big politicians, they are put into the jail and they've given all comforts. But that does not mean he is not a criminal. He is a criminal. Either he may be Gandhi or anyone. Because he is put into the jail, he is a criminal. Similarly, anyone who is enwrapped with this material body is a criminal. He is a criminal. Either he may be in the heavenly planet or in the earthly planet or in the cats and dogs life or insect or aquatics. There are varieties of life. Every one of us, as long as we are put into this material body, it is to be understood that we are all criminals. Therefore, Krishna said, Jisam tu antagatam papam jananang punyakarmanam te dandamaha nirmuktya bhajanti mang dirabrata. The Krishna bhajan is not so easy thing. Jisam tu antagatam papam. One who is completely free from the reaction of papa, he cannot take to Krishna consciousness. But in the ordinary way, karma, according to karma, just like you are working to earn some money, businessman, karma. So ordinary way, you have to work very hard, day and night, to get some money. Suppose if you want 1 lakh rupees or 1 crore of rupees, you have to work for it. But there is another way. Suppose one rich man gives you that you haven't got to work, take this 1 lakh rupees or 1 crore of rupees, you take it. That is another way. Ordinary way, to accumulate crores of rupees, it may not be possible in your life. But if some friend or some rich man becomes kind upon you and delivers you, take it. You can get it immediately, without any hard labor. Similarly, Krishna, the supreme rich man, supreme rich being, is offering you. Sarvadharman parityajya. You haven't got to do anything. Come on, you surrender unto me, and I give you immediately liberation. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshishyami ma sucha. There is no anxiety. So, that is Krishna. He can give you immediately liberation. Simply you have to surrender. Therefore he is Deva. Sometimes we go to this demigod, to that demigod for some material perfection or ultimate liberation. But Krishna can give you liberation within a second. That is Krishna. Within a second. Otherwise, it is not very easy. Arujjakritchena paramapadam tata patanti adha anadita dusmadangaya. The Gyanis, they are trying for liberation and undergoing very severe type of austerity and penances. Kritchena. Kritchena means very severe type of austerities they undergo, but still they fall down. Arujjakritchena paramapadam tata patanti adha anadita dusmadanghaya. One who does not understand Krishna, then his knowledge, his so-called Gyan, maybe to some extent it is perfect, but it is not completely perfect. Completely perfect will be possible when you understand Krishna. So if you go on the ordinary way from the karma platform to Jnana platform, from Jnana platform to Yoga platform, but ultimately you have to come to the Bhakti platform. If you do not come to the Bhakti platform, then there is no question of liberation. That is not possible. You can get better position by karma, jnana, yoga. Suppose a yogi, he can achieve many wonderful things. Suppose we can fly in the sky by airplane, many hundreds of miles we can. But a yogi, within a second, he can reach even the sun planet. That yogic perfection is there. Prapti Siddhi, this is called Prapti Siddhi. A perfect yogi, simply by catching the beam of sunlight, he can go to the sun planet. He can go to the moon planet within a second. That is called Yoga Siddhi. But even if you go to the sun planet and moon planet by Yoga Siddhi or material science, then what is the profit? There is no profit. Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartin Arjuna. Even if you approach the topmost planet, Brahmalok, you have to come back again. Again come back, again become grass, and again be eaten by cows, and again somebody drinks milk, and he gets the semina, again gives you birth in the womb of woman. These subtle laws, they do not know how things are happening in the subtle ways. Therefore, Arjuna knows, but for our education, he is asking Krishna, where from this high temperature is coming? Kimiram sit kuto veti deva navedmi. We cannot understand. It is not possible. So many things are there, even in this material world. We cannot understand. We cannot get full information. But if we take Krishna's instruction, he is giving personally the instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. If we take care of them, then we can understand everything very easily. Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that simply by understanding Krishna, you can understand everything. Jasmin vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavanti. So this is the all perfect knowledge, perfect culture, perfect advancement of civilization. So everyone should take to it, and all questions should be answered by Krishna. You take it and become a perfect man. Thank you very much.
Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, text number 27, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 24th, 1976, in Vrindaban, India.
Sri Bhagavan Upasa Vittedam Drona Putrasya Brahmamastham Padarsitam Naivasu Veda Sangharam Prana Badha Upasthite. So, Vasudev, the Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamani Krite, it is not written by ordinary person. In the beginning it is said, Srimad Bhagavati Mahamani Krite. Not only Muni, but Mahamani. Given Shastrai, under the instruction of his spiritual master, as they reveal scripture by spiritual experience, Bhakti Yogi Pranihite Amale, Bhakti Yoga, he could realize. Narad Muni asked him to write simply on the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has written so many books, all the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, but he was not feeling satisfied. Even after writing the Vedanta Sutra, so at that time, Narad Muni happened to come to him, and he chastised him that you have written so many books, but they are not very useful. Because people are generally attracted to dharma, artha, kam, moksha. They are attracted. Those who are civilized men, they are attracted with some sort of religion system. It doesn't matter whether it is Hindu or Muslim or Christian, they have some sort of religious practice. That is the beginning of human civilization. When there is no religious practice, that is not civilized man. Just like in the jungle, aborigines, or the animals, they have no religious system. In the human society, there is some religious system. Therefore, when the human society becomes without any religious understanding, dharmena hina pasubhi samana, immediately they are animals. They are not human. In civilized world, now at the present moment, especially the famous movement, communist movement, they are after completely driving out religious system. This is the misfortune of this age. So they are not in fault in one sense, because the guardians of the religious system, they are foreign. Just like immediately our Subhavilas Prabhu was asking me that we had seen so many temples, why they are so neglected. Is it not your question? And why they should not neglect it? Mostly the temples, they have become the means of livelihood. That is the defect. Temple is not meant for means of livelihood. Then it will deteriorate. How long you can falsely worship deity and make show of arati? You cannot go on very long time. That is not possible. You will be disgusted. Unless there is feeling, bhava, that here is Krishna. Krishna has very kindly come here to receive, to accept my humble service. He is so great that he cannot be approached by a person like me. Anoraniyanga mahato mahiya. Suppose for the impersonalist Virat Rupa, the sky is the head of the personality of Godhead. They think like that. And the big mountains are the bones, and big oceans are the holes of the body, and the trees, they are. In one sense it is all right. But if you take the Virat Rupa, how you can capture? It is impossible. He has Virat Rupa, he has shown Virat Rupa to Krishna. But you cannot capture that Virat Rupa. You are teeny. Therefore, he is so kind that he has appeared before you in this temple so that you can touch him actually. You can serve him, you can dress him, you can offer him eatables, cities. Therefore, if we think like that, not think, it is a fact, because God is not only very big, Mahato Mahiyan Anoraniya, he can become smaller than the smallest. That is God. Brahma does not mean simply big, so that you cannot capture. That is omnipotency. Whatever he likes, he can become. He can put all the universes within his mouth. When Jasodamai challenged that, Krishna, you are eating earth, your friends are complaining. No, mother, I did not. They are telling false. Now your elder brother, Balaram also is saying, now he has, this morning, he is angry with me, therefore he has joined you. I want to see your face. So, he opened the mouth, and the mother saw that millions of Jasoda and millions of universes are within him. Then she thought, maybe something. All right, don't do it. Finish it. Now Krishna is millions of universes within the mouth. He is being punished by Vrindaban. This is it. Anoraniyam mahato mahiya. This is it. So when Krishna comes, you cannot see Krishna. You cannot capture Krishna. Mahato mahiya. When he comes before you, Archamurti, Archa Vigraha. This is Archa Vigraha, deity. Archa is Vishnu Siladhi. Krishna has appeared It's like the same thing. Krishna, Dasadamai wanted the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, for which hundreds of years he undergone austerities. And when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, for both the husband and wife, what do you want? Now we want a son like you. So Krishna said, there is no second one beyond me. So I shall become yours. So he became son. So he must play it perfectly. That Dasadamai may not understand that here is the Supreme Personality of God. Then the feelings of mother and son will disappear. Hey, Krishna is playing exactly like a little child. So that is Krishna's mercy. This is Krishna's mercy. Similarly, to us, we are not so elevated like Nanda Maharaj or Jashoda Maharaj. We are just beginners. So, we do not know what is Krishna. We cannot see Krishna, either is Virat Murti or this Murti. So what we can see stone, wood, or material things. So, when Krishna appears to be seen by you, and he appears like a stone statue, he is not stone statue. Don't think. Therefore, we must learn how to see Krishna. So we should not think that here is a stone statue. As soon as we think of stone statue, then this feeling, bhava, will be lost. So at least we Indians were trained up like that. Not only trained up, we are born devotees. Anyone who has taken birth in India, there is special facility. In their previous birth, she had performed many austerities, much austerities. Even the demigods, they desire also to take birth in India to get this opportunity. So India don't think, India means this planet, Bharatvarsh. There is good opportunity. So, we should not think. If we think that here is a stone statue, then it will not prolong many days. It will not golograha. No more vigraha, but golograha. Suppose I have established this temple. Now under my direction, my disciples are worshipping Vigraha. Vigraha means the form of the Lord, Rupa. But if there is no following of the regulative principles, then after my death it will be Golograha, a burden. Then our rascal Guru Maharaj established this temple, and we have to worship, early rise in the morning or botheration. This is that is called Golograha, a burden. He has left with us a burden. This is the dish. Then such a big temple will be mismanaged, and you will find that this is breaking, and this is unclean, and there is no attention. That is called Golograha. The rascal has given as a burden. Oh, it is very difficult. If we have lost that feeling that here is Krishna, here is a chance to serve him. Sakshad haritrena samasta sarva. Not that. Sri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanara Singha Tan Mandiram Arjuna. As soon as, therefore we are very much vigilant. Why you do not this? Why you do not this? Why? As soon as the feeling of devotional service will be lost, this temple will be a burden. This is the way. It will be such a big temple to manage. It will be a great burden. So they are feeling burden. Therefore they don't mind if somewhere is broken, sometimes let us, whatever money we have got, let us eat first of all. This is the position. Vigraha and Golograha. You should understand. If we forget that here is Krishna personally present, we have to receive him. Very nicely, we have to give him nice food, nice dress, then it is service. And as soon as the feeling comes that here is a stone idol, they say sometimes idol are seen, and we have been instructed to dress him, to give him all botheration. Finished. That has come everywhere. I have seen in Nasik, in many, many big temples, there is no pujari, and the dogs are passing stew. Not only they are backing, in Western countries also, the churches are being closed. Big churches in London I have seen, very big churches, but they are closed. When there is meeting on Sunday, the caretaker, 2-3 men, and some old lady, they come. Nobody comes. And we are purchasing. We have purchased several churches because it is now useless. It is useless. Now Los Angeles we have purchased, and several others in Toronto, that recently we have purchased, big churches. But they would not sell us. One church, the priest said that I shall set fire in this church, still I shall not give to Bhaktivedanta Swami. These Toronto churches was like that also. In Melbourne, the condition was, self-condition was that you have to dismantle this church building. You said, why? He said, literally as temple now, then we shall not be. They refused. You know that. So, they do not like that this Krishna consciousness movement will purchase our churches and install Radha Krishna deities. They do not like that. But it is not going on. So not only the churches in the Western countries, here also, as soon as you lose the spirit of service, this temple will become a big go down. That's all. No more temple. So you have to maintain the service spirit. Therefore we are so much particular why fresh flower is not there. If you think, and here is a stone statue, what is the meaning of fresh flower or old flower? We have to give some flower, that's all. But no feeling. That here is Krishna, we must give fresh flower. It's like I am a living man, if you give me fresh flower, and if you bring some garbage, and if you give me, shall I be pleased? Do you think? So this feeling is losing even in the beginning. That we shall satisfy this statue with some rubbish, garbage flowers. He is not going to protest. Yes, he will not protest. But your life will be finished. In the protest will come like that. As soon as you lost the feeling, bhava, buddha bhava samannita, who can worship Krishna? when there is bhav, sai bhav. This has been discussed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. What is bhava? But if you have no bhava, then you are on the material plane, kanishta adhikari. Simply show. A show cannot go on many days. Show will be finished very soon. So if you do not keep the bhava, bhava means that is on the liberation side. Adu shraddha, tato sadhu sangha, tato bhajana kriya atha anartha nivrittisya. First of all, you come to this Krishna consciousness movement, some of you, not all, Shraddha. Hare Krishna consciousness movement, Hare Krishna movement is very good. Let us see how it is. Let us join. The first of all, Shraddha. Many people come out of Shraddha. Shraddha means little faith. But according to our Goswami literature, that faith is not little faith. That faith is also very strong. Then the beginning is there. Chaitanya Charitamrita has described about this faith. He described faith means Shraddha. English word faith and Sanskrit word is Shraddha. Respectful. Shraddhadhana. So, this Shraddha, Adu Shraddha, the beginning is Shraddha, faith. But this Shraddha is defined by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Shraddha shabde Vishwas sudhira nischay. Krishne bhakti kaile sarva karma krita bhava. Thank you very much.